What is up, my friends? It's Saturday evening and you are very welcome along to today's transfer news roundup. We're going to be focused on Liverpool closing in on Marc Guéhi, a little twist in the situation for Darwin Núñez and Victor Osimhen. Then we're going to be giving you guys the latest on Newcastle's battle to keep hold of Alexander Isak and why, with a limited budget, it could play into Liverpool's hands. That and lots more to come over the next few minutes, but you know the story. I want to know your thoughts, so do let us know in the comments section. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it, and of course we'd love you to hit that subscribe button. Now, with it being Saturday night, the England under-21 Euro final on, and the fact that there's World Club Cup games on, we're going to pass on tonight's stream and let you guys enjoy your Saturday evening. But we will have an updated news video out a little bit later tonight, but we'll see you back then tomorrow at 8:45 for the late night agenda. Right, let's get going. So we're going to start off with Andy Dunn of the Mirror, and he said that Liverpool are closing in on Marc Guéhi as their sensational summer spending spree continues. Now, more on this to come over the next minute or two, but it does look like Liverpool are closing in on, well, another massive signing this summer. As we've mentioned, Liverpool and Marc Guéhi have been, well, getting closer and closer over the last week or so. We're going to take you through when we may expect the offer to go in, when the conversations are really going to ramp up, and what may happen over the next week. So stick with us over the next few minutes. Right, let's move on to Jurgen Klopp. He's been speaking a little bit about Liverpool spending £100 million plus on Florian Wirtz. This is what he's had to say. We all agree that we're talking about a great player here. I know I once said that I'm out if we pay £100 million for a player, but the world is changing. That's just the way the market is. He's an outstanding player who can give any club something great. We have often wondered about that statement from Jurgen Klopp, speaking about the fact that he never wanted to spend that much money. And I always assumed, like he just said there, that with the way the market has gone, clubs have no choice these days. It's either pay the rate or get left behind. So Liverpool having to start to step up and pay this big money. And I, as a fan, am very happy that we are. So, more on Andy Dunn from the Mirror around the situation with Marc Guéhi. This piece, again, continues to just show you how close we're getting. It's that Liverpool are now in prime position and talks between the two parties will take place in the next 24 hours. So we believe that these conversations between Liverpool executives and, of course, Crystal Palace will get down to the nitty-gritty over the next 24, 48 hours. Remember, the PSR window resets itself on the 1st of July for a new 3-year cycle. So even if we do get an agreement really quickly with Palace, which in all honesty I'm not expecting a quick agreement, but you never know, I would imagine that the deal will be ratified and put through after that 1st of July deadline. But either way, we're only talking about a few days at this point. Palace will hold out, Andy said, for a fee in excess of £40 million, particularly as Chelsea have a 20% sell-on clause for Marc Guéhi. So I think you'll probably see the deal done about 40 million quid, as I mentioned before. They're going to want 50. Liverpool are probably going to want to come in at about 30. And I think we'll see them shake hands somewhere in and around the £40 million mark. And that will alleviate a lot of the pressure then around the situation with Ibrahima Konate, as we still don't know exactly what is happening there with his Liverpool future. So Jarell Quansah, we know he's going to be over for a medical on Monday. Romano somehow calling this one an exclusive, even though I reported it last night and I certainly wasn't the first to speak about it either. But we do know that Jarell Quansah, after the Euros final with England, will be flying over to Leverkusen to complete the formalities of his 30 to 35 million pound move from Liverpool. Let's talk a little bit about Bayern Munich, because they are the gift that keeps on giving in this summer's transfer window. They've lost out on target after target: Nico Williams, Florian Wirtz. Now we know that they're interested in two of Liverpool's players, Luis Diaz and Cody Gakpo. But ESPN report that Bayern Munich are being sued by a Photoshop artist after refusing to pay for edits of Nico Williams and Florian Wirtz after both players rejected them. Not a great look there. And just when you're a Bayern Munich fan thinking, oh God, this can't get any worse, can it? It absolutely can, because Stuttgart Zeitung are reporting that Stuttgart are demanding around €100 million for Nick Woltmade, with the intention of keeping him next season, as Bayern will not get anywhere near that figure. So we had Plettenberg, I think it was, the other day saying that total agreement between the player and Bayern Munich. Well, again, The selling club seems to have been forgotten in this scenario, and yet another club are annoyed at Bayern Munich for the way they're going about their business. It's just sheer arrogance, in my opinion. They think they can just do what they want in Germany and that everybody will just roll over and have their bellies tickled. Well, we know that Dortmund CEO would anyway because, well, he pretty much said as much. But good to see Stuttgart making a stand here, and they're right to. Nick Vultmat is their player. If Bayern didn't go through the right channels, make the right offers, well then, you got to do it the right way. And if Stuttgart are annoyed about it, tough. Let's talk about the twist I said to you guys in the Darwin Núñez situation. So, according to Turkish outlet Photomac, Napoli, if they have not sold Victor Osimhen by July the 15th, that they will have the power to bump up the asking price. He's said to have a release clause worth about €75 million or £64 million, but it's only active up until July the 15th. After that, the Serie A league champions will be able to put the price up or put whatever asking price they want. Now, can I see them really doing that? No, because they're already struggling to sell the player. Pushing the price upwards just wouldn't make any sense. So will this have a knock-on effect for Darwin Núñez? Well, potentially, because they are looking at, and I think the Udinese striker they're looking at, if my memory's correct as well. So might come down to the numbers on this one. Let's wait and see if Napoli and Liverpool can come to an agreement on the figures for Darwin Núñez. Now, John Duran. Fabrizio Romano said, it's definitely over between John Duran and Al Nassr. Fenerbahce are now closing in on a deal after the green light from Al Nassr for the Colombian striker to leave the club. We already spoke about the fact that personal terms are underway, those conversations, but do keep an eye on the Diaz situation because we know Al Nassr have Luis Diaz as their number one target this summer. Obviously, they want to replace Mane as well, so keep an eye on that situation. We don't know if Diaz will be receptive to it or if Liverpool will get an offer that would tempt him into selling. But like we mentioned last night, 85 to 100 million euro, Liverpool believe will be a fair asking price based off what others were willing to pay in the Saudi Pro League for Bruno Fernandes at the time. So if Al Nassr want Diaz, it looks like 85 to 100 million euro is the number. Now, speaking of numbers, here's a Newcastle number, £125 million. Now, that isn't what they want for Isak, but it is apparently what they have maximum to spend in this window as things stand. Sounds like a decent amount, right? But they want to bring in 3 positions. They want to talk about a centre-back, they want to talk about a forward, and they want to bring in a keeper as well. So will they be able to do all that with a £125 million budget? Probably not, especially when you look at the likes of João Pedro. Brighton are wanting about £60 million upwards for him. So I wonder if we could help them out there a little bit by, I don't know, taking a certain Swedish striker off them for a fee that would allow them to go out there and do the business that they want. Let's wait and see on this one. That was reported by Sky Sports, and again, they've had offers rejected for James Trafford and João Pedro, so maybe their money is going to stretch as far as they want, and again, we could help them out a little bit with that, couldn't we? So that is it for now, ladies and gentlemen. But as I mentioned, we will be back with a late night news video sometime after 9 p.m. this evening. We'll see you tomorrow for Late Night Agenda at 8:45. And again, if you want the latest news before we come to a stream or anything with it, then sign up to our WhatsApp channel. You can just scan that QR code there on the screen and that will bring you straight in. Right, my friends, we will see you soon. Much love. Bye-bye.